people will just straight up ask you how big it is. And I'm like, bro, are you for real? I'm wondering, is that how black guys feel? I'm like, that's not a demographic I ever thought I'd relate to, but here. Hello, my name is Lucy, aka Lucifer, and welcome to my third YouTube video. Be sure to subscribe because it's not too late to claim OG status, and then you can boast that you've been here since season 1. Today I want to talk a bit about what it's like to be dating as a bodybuilder and why it may be a little bit difficult through the lens of my very personal experience. I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but I guess dating also really ain't that easy for anyone these days. As you bodybuild and slowly pack on more and more muscle, your baseline for what is normal, in your head at least, seems to be raising in accordance with that. That's why you can pack on 10 kilos, 15 kilos, and you still feel normal. And you see your gains in the mirror, but you still feel normal, or like maybe not too much has changed, until you put a picture of yourself next to a picture of you from before, and then you can see, oh wow, yeah, like there's a difference there. But it is like whatever baseline is set in your brain that perceives this type of things is constantly adjusting as well as your body changes. I had this one moment at the gym where this guy came up to me and he said, "Oh, you're big." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, but my legs are kind of small, this and that." And he was like, "No, let's go to the mirror." So we went to the mirror and we started flexing, and I stand there and I see that my legs are actually bigger than this grown man's leg. And he wasn't exactly tiny either. He was like huge, but yeah, I was like, my legs aren't small. But even then, my brain couldn't really comprehend this. It was like an optical illusion. Like, to me, it was like you still feel normal. Like, it's like you never, or very rarely actually, like, yeah, I'm big. I don't know, it's weird. It's like your brain literally cannot comprehend. But that's what I mean when I talk about power creep in bodybuilding. Your perception really scales with your own physique in a way. I hope that makes sense. So how does this relate to dating and finding a partner? First of all, obviously, not everyone is going to be into women with a lot of muscle mass. Although it seems to me like most of the men that feel that way don't exactly have a lot of muscles themselves, rendering them to me personally pretty irrelevant anyway. But then there is also a way too loud minority of pencil necks that will be in every big girl's DMs talking about "step on me, mommy." Ugh. Ugh. To me, that just gives me the ick. Y'all are really barking up the wrong tree. It's the polar opposite of what I'm personally into. But if you're a big girl, you will have had those guys in your DMs. That's just the thing, apparently. Something else that can happen to you when you are an obviously muscly girl on a dating app is that people will just straight up ask you how big it is. And I'm like, bro, are you for real? I'm wondering, is that how black guys feel? I'm like, that's not a demographic I ever thought I'd relate to, but here we are. It's like, if you're a bodybuilder, a female bodybuilder out there, like, is that happening to you as well? Because it keeps happening to me. Anyway, since my perception of bodies has changed so much, and personally I'm only into men that are a lot bigger and a lot stronger than me. So that seems to have reduced my dating pool to a very small section, because in this day and age most people don't even work out. And let's be real, like, attractiveness and a face card that doesn't decline gets you through the door. That's the baseline. It's something else that might be different for any one of us, but yeah, that's the thing that'll get you through the door. But it isn't just about looks. As a bodybuilder, I subscribe to a pretty extreme lifestyle, and I would need a partner whose lifestyle is similar enough for that to function. You may have heard it before or experienced it yourself, that a relationship will fall apart because of bodybuilding. That has happened to me before as well. I was together with my partner long before I ever set foot into a gym. But when I started bodybuilding, my lifestyle changed, and things like ordering takeout all the time, or going out for dinner regularly, or spending an entire weekend on the couch, or drinking alcohol. Those weren't things I was interested anymore, wanted to do. And it gets really, really kind of sad and difficult for both parties when you're not living your life together anymore and just kind of next to each other at best, and that can be extremely stressful. Bodybuilding isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle, a philosophy, and something that is extremely important to me. I couldn't imagine being in a relationship with someone who isn't at least somewhat compatible with that. Especially when you're doing a prep and you're living with a partner who hasn't experienced that before, been around that, it can be really hard on them. Especially in the later stages, your energy goes, your sex drive goes, you struggle to focus, you might sometimes not want to hold a conversation and just lie there and stare at the ceiling, and you just kind of turn into the shell of a human being to some degree. Although it is kind of like a very cool experience with yourself to go through prep. But it can be very hard on a partner if that's not, especially if they're used to going out partying with their partner or whatever, it can be quite jarring or stressful, make them feel some type of way. It just can be something really hard to be around if you cannot relate to it at all. It might sound shallow, but I can immediately tell based on someone's body whether or not there's a chance that we're gonna be compatible. Your body tells a story. How you eat, how you train, how disciplined you are, and those things are very important to me. And a hot body or like a very fit body is nice, but it's what that body stands for, what that means. That's what's attractive to me. It's the shared values, the shared priorities. Side note, Instagram had me believe that there are boatloads of white monster chugging Jack Gym bros who are also into Warhammer, but I'm calling fake news on that. I've never even seen a single one. Yeah, I guess it's just memes. Too good to be true. So I have put myself into a very niche category of human that's not attractive to that many people, but I wouldn't have it any other way. There was a moment an ex had expressed his distaste for my physique and where it was going, and the size of my back in particular. And I was going to the gym and I felt some type of way. And I was walking past the mirror and I stopped and I saw myself. And I had just this feeling of happiness and euphoria. I did last breath and I'm like, I love myself. I feel more beautiful now than I ever have. And that's when I knew I am on the right path. This is the way for me. Because I saw this, I felt so beautiful, more than I ever have. And I said I couldn't wait to get more beautiful to me. And I think the right person would also see that beauty. Because I would rather be single forever than downgrade myself to appease someone else's taste. Like I value finding myself beautiful and being happy with what I see in the mirror over someone else finding me beautiful, if that makes sense, or attractive or whatever. It feels good to have self-appreciation above the need for anyone else's validation. That's something I struggled with in the past, I guess, as many do. But yeah, I was like, I don't need anyone else's validation. The good thing is, I'm at a point in my life where I know what I want from a partner, I know what I want from life, I know what I value. And yes, I may have the teeny tiniest of dating pools, but it feels more like it's slowly at the top situation type deal. I feel like I've been going on for a while. Maybe I make a part 2 with some story times or something. If that is something that you guys would want to hear about, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know, is this something you can relate to? Is this something you have opinions on? Have you dated a bodybuilder? Are you a bodybuilder that have been dated? Let me know. But for now, I shall... oh wait, yeah, right. Comment, like, subscribe, or gay. And yeah, I shall love you and leave you, and I bid you farewell. Until next time. Bye-bye.